Hello, and welcome back to EFT with Lucy. My name is Lucy, and I'm so happy you're here. Today, we're going to be tapping out self-sabotage. Now, there are many ways that self-sabotage shows up in our lives, but I'm imagining there's a way you might be thinking of today that made you click on this video. So this will not disappoint. Tapping, if you've never heard of it before, or emotional freedom technique, not tap dancing, as many people think the first time they hear about tapping. It really is a healing practice for our nervous system. And our nervous system and our psyches are really what determine what we feel safe with in our lives, whether it's beneficial to us or not. But when we're tapping, if you stick with this entire video, what you actually are going to be doing is you're going to be healing this part of you that doesn't feel safe with the thing that you want, because self-sabotage, we're basically sabotaging maybe something that we want, right? So again, you probably have something that you have in mind as you clicked on this video. So maybe there's a part of you that in your nervous system that doesn't feel safe having that yet. And it doesn't mean you're not going to feel safe. In fact, you're going to feel safe after this tapping, but it doesn't mean that it is intentional or that it is good for us or whatnot. But there's just ways that we sabotage the things that we want sometimes, or the things that we know are good for us, but we just find ourselves resisting it or making up excuses or conveniently oh, can't do it today or whatever. So today we're gonna be tapping out that self-sabotage towards whatever goal that you have. This is gonna work for whatever goal it is that you do have. You can come back to it time and time again. Let's get into it. Starting on the side of the hand. There's this thing that I really want. I think about it. I dream about it. I tell other people about it. I made a vision board about it. Maybe I even created a playlist about it. Maybe I even have a designated outfit for this thing that I really want. But for some reason, it just hasn't shown up. Or I'm not acting in the way that I want to. I'm simply not doing the thing. Maybe this thing that I want is pretty simple and straightforward, but time and time again, I find myself resisting. Or it feels like I'm never able to do it, or there's just not enough time for it. Whatever it is, it feels like it's impossible to reach this goal, to have this thing, to become that person, to glow up, if you will. It feels frustrating. I get down on myself. And maybe I start to perpetuate this story and ask the question, why not me? Why is it not working? What is wrong with me? But even though I ask these questions, even though I feel frustrated, even though this thing feels impossible to have, I am loving and accepting myself. I know I am a complex human that contains multitudes, but it feels like it's so easy for other people. So why is it not easy for me? Maybe I know. Maybe I have an idea of the resistance I hold. And maybe there is a total reason to me that's unconscious, completely hidden, that prevents me from going after what it is that I want, or feeling safe enough to let it happen. I'm loving and accepting myself, even though having this thing, getting this thing, achieving this thing feels so impossible. I'm loving myself, and I'm also forgiving myself. It's probably something I've been working on for a really long time. And I'm forgiving myself for not being ahead or not being where I thought I would be by now. I'm forgiving myself wholly and completely. I thought I would be further ahead. And I'm forgiving myself for blaming myself, for critiquing myself in unhelpful ways. Maybe I can shift my perspective from what is wrong with me and why will this never happen for me, Why am I so fill in the blank? Lazy, dumb, undisciplined, whatever. Maybe I can shift my mindset to better questions. Better questions like, what is going on? What am I afraid would happen if I got this thing? Who would I become if I did get this thing? What might people think about me? And do I really care? There's obviously some part of me that's resisting having this thing. And I'm not going to make myself wrong for that. I'm just going to have better insight into what makes my body and my nervous system feel safe. We all have a nervous system, and all of our nervous systems have been programmed differently. So maybe it looks easier for other people because it simply feels safe in their nervous system. When my nervous system learned that it wasn't safe, somewhere along those lines. Maybe I know and maybe I don't know. But I'm open to having insights about my resistance, and I'm open to changing this pattern. Wholly and completely, once and for all. I'm loving and accepting myself every step of the way. Take a deep breath in and hold it at the top. And let it go. Let's do the full round of tapping now. All right, top of the head. Don't mind my volleyball temporary tattoo over here. I really want this thing. Like I said, I've been pursuing it for a while. And I feel really committed. I feel really committed to this thing. This thing that I really want. That I really desire. I can picture it in my life. Maybe I can picture this thing in my day-to-day routine. Maybe I can picture the ways this thing is going to make me feel. And yet it seems like I can't have this thing. I find myself sabotaging all of my efforts. It's like I want that job, or that relationship, or that wellness habit, or to feel a certain way in my body, or whatever else it is that I'm really, really calling in. But it's like every step of the way doesn't feel good. Even when I take effort, it feels like it doesn't amount to anything. And then I kind of feel worse because I've worked towards this thing, but I feel like a failure. It makes me not want to try. It makes me not want to get back up after I've fallen. And then I just sit in this perpetual state of wanting this thing, but feeling afraid to pursue it. Gosh, that's really hard. It's really hard to feel like I'm constantly failing. And maybe a part of me knows I'm not actually failing. But there is a part of me that feels like I'm kind of dying inside. Every time I'm learning a lesson, every time things don't go the way I want them to, and I feel like I just fall flat on my face. Maybe I'm sad, frustrated, shameful. It's like I don't even want to tell people my goal about this because I'm afraid that they'll judge me for when it inevitably doesn't happen. What if I could change my mindset around that? What makes me think it's never gonna happen? Maybe I've gotten this thing in the past and then lost it. Maybe I feel like I have to work really, really hard in order to get it. Harder than I am right now. Maybe I feel like I'm not perfect enough for this thing, or that something is wrong with me. Like a partner in a relationship wouldn't want me exactly as I am now. I gotta do X, Y, and Z first. Or I'm not qualified yet to go after this opportunity for my job. So I'm going to not put myself out there, and I'm gonna learn before I take any risks by posting on social media or telling people who actually matter about what I'm up to and what I'm creating. Whatever is going on, self-sabotaging my progress, self-sabotaging my success, probably makes me feel safer. And I can't blame myself for wanting to feel safe, but it does suck. And I want to talk directly to the part of me that feels like it's unsafe. Because whether it's unstable, whether it's socially gonna change things, emotionally challenging, physically challenging, or whatever else my brain is telling me this thing is gonna be. I wanna talk to that part of me. Tell them that maybe it's not gonna be that way. Maybe I don't have to work harder. I just have to take different action steps. Maybe if I am seen, people will actually like what they see. Instead of thinking that I'm gonna be rejected or made fun of, or whatever fear stories my brain is providing me. I'm loving and accepting myself. Even if I'm procrastinating, even if I feel like I'm playing it small, or I've missed a couple goals or milestones, I'm loving and forgiving myself. And forgiving myself for perpetuating the story that it's not gonna happen, or that I have to change in order for this thing to happen. How can I allow what I want right now? Can I allow myself to be enough to take a risk? Could I have more compassionate self-talk for when I try and maybe fail and learn something? Can I identify the ways that I'm benefiting from not growing right now? Maybe I can take a moment and ask myself, how might I be benefiting from not getting the thing? There's no right or wrong answers. Maybe I get to feel a sense of comfort by not pushing myself out of my comfort zone, or feeling familiarity with the consistency of what's happening right now, even if it's not what I want. I'm not judging myself for this thing. I'm just allowing myself to recognize it. So I can identify the self-sabotage and the emotional reasons underneath it. I am most likely looking for protection, safety, or to prevent a worst case scenario from happening. Like thinking, oh my gosh, but if I try, then I'll learn that I'm a flop and that this is never gonna happen for me. I'm allowing myself to recognize and acknowledge all of these fearful thoughts. Maybe these thoughts have turned into beliefs about myself or the world. I'm gonna bless them and send them along their way. Maybe I can also identify the fears of what might happen if I get the thing. Will I be disowned by my friend group or my family? Am I going to find out that I'm defective? Do I think I'm going to outshine somebody? Or do I feel like the success won't be sustainable because I just lucked out? Do I not trust myself to follow through? Or am I afraid that I'm going to lose the success once I get it? I'm letting myself acknowledge what comes up. If there's any strong feelings, I say, yeah, maybe that's true. And allowing any other blocks to my success bubble up to the surface so I can acknowledge them and clear them. The truth is, all of these blocks are just thoughts. Maybe thoughts I've been thinking for a really long time. But I can change these thoughts. In fact, I want to change these thoughts. I'm ready to change myself. Not because I'm not good enough as I am right now, but because I want to experience something different in my life. I want to believe that I am good enough for the thing that I want. I want to believe that I'm going to be loved and accepted no matter what I experience, no matter what I achieve. Maybe I can believe that I'm going to inspire other people by my growth and success versus this old, outdated version of me that thinks that I might outshine somebody. The truth is, I get really inspired when I see people crushing it in their life. And I know I'm going to have that effect on other people. So even though I might have this habit, might have had this habit in the past of sabotaging my success, I'm loving, accepting, and forgiving myself. Because all that sabotage was just misguided self-love. But I'm ready to love myself as I change my thoughts, as I change my feelings, and as I change my actions because of those feelings. I'm ready to get new evidence that success is possible for me. Because once I get that evidence, then I can start to change that belief. It's like switching out an old pair of sunglasses for a cool, rosy pair of glasses where I see enoughness, abundance, and success in myself and other people everywhere I turn. I'm picturing this thing that I want, and I'm allowing it to feel really good and safe. Maybe a little exciting, but I'm allowing it to feel easy, peaceful, grounding. Because I'm worthy of this thing. I'm good enough for the thing that I want. And I'm loving myself in the pursuit. As I call this thing in, I'm letting it be fun. I'm letting it be easy. And I'm trusting the process. As success finds me. And so it is. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Great job. I'm so proud of you. That was a really big tapping, especially when we talk about things that are below our conscious level of awareness, things that are like oh, I'm really protecting myself by not putting myself out there or whatever, it can be a really big block to clear. So if you find yourself a little bit tired this evening, try to go to bed early if you can. Make sure you drink a lot of water so you can clear out any of the stuff that needs to be cleared. I'm really proud of you. If this is something that you want to work on further, I do offer one-on-one EFT sessions, so you can apply to work with me down below. I would love to work on what you are going through specifically to help you find that success in your life, because you deserve it and you are absolutely capable of achieving it. But you can see the link below to apply to work with me. And especially with EFT, it's more effective the more specific you can be. I'm obviously creating these tappings for the collective, so I'm touching on things that are pretty universal, so it's probably going to resonate with you. But if we can talk about whatever it is specifically for you that feels tough in your life, that feels like you're, whatever area you're sabotaging your success, it's going to be more successful. So I would love to work with you one-on-one if it feels exciting and it feels like we really click. You can find the link in the show notes below, and I will see you in the next video.